right. Well, guys, the team's looking very good, up to this point. And, I've been seeing them, doing their running, their conditioning. We have some guys' injuries. If we want to talk about injuries, we have some guys injured. I think the most important guys we need to talk about is, the O-line. We got Landon Dickerson. I think he's a little shaken up, after the last game that we've had. But, we have a tremendous amount of guys that are injured at this point. But, I mean, it's what you expect, moving towards the end of a season. So, if there's any questions, if you guys want to shoot.
Just what have you thought about all the outpour of support you've gotten since the surgery? I know you've gotten a lot of cards and things like that. Yeah,
man, it's been awesome. It's been people from all over the world that have, sent us letters. There's people from London, Singapore, people from Australia, New Zealand, all the way to Hawaii, and then got some letters from Japan. So, it's not just, the fans that are, watching us play football, but I mean, I guess everyone outside of the SEC, and I've had a lot of head coaches from, teams that we've played, get in contact with, us too, and wishing us well. So it's been really awesome.
First of all, Tua, thanks for coming today. Two quick ones, really. One, are you considering any options other than the two obvious options for your future? And what conversations have you had with Coach Saban about that?
Yeah, well, I've had conversations with Coach Saban, and kind of what I said the last time, on TV with Kirk Herbstreit, is pretty much the same thing Coach Saban told me, and those are the two things that I felt I needed to take into consideration. And it's something I still need to sit down and talk to about with my family. Haven't really had that opportunity because of the rehab that I need to go through, and then I'm still trying to finish up my school here. So.
First off, did you have a timetable for when you want to make that decision?
I don't. That's a good question. I don't. I've said this before. The decision could be tomorrow. Decision could be on the 20th, when the deadline is. So anytime between that, I'll end up making my decision.
Secondly, when the injury occurred, did you realize how serious it was in the moment? Did you realize how badly hurt you were?
Yeah, I couldn't comprehend anything. I had a concussion at the same time while I was on the ground, and I think my body was just in such a traumatic state that, I couldn't really feel too much. I just know that, well, from what I can remember, with every little movement I made, on the ground, I was hurting. That's all I could remember.
Two questions for you, too. First of all, whether it's here or NFL, is your plan and expectation to play football this coming season, next season?
Yeah, I want to play. Anytime. I've played hurt many times. Over the course of 2 years that I've been the starter here. But I'd like to say this is just a totally different situation. This is a unique situation. This isn't something that I can rush. If I want to play to my full potential, I know that I can't just come back and play on it as if it were my ankle. So it's just something that I need to take into consideration. And I think a lot of what you just said, me wanting to play, I think a lot of that has to go into my decision making too, as to whether I stay or leave.
And the second question, so I know you talked the other day just about the pros and cons of staying in school and potentially making the move to the NFL also. Let's say once you get your feedback, the feedback's that it looks like you're still a top 10, top 15 draft pick. If that's the case, like top 10, top 15, worst case scenario, would it be tough to pass that up?
Yeah, I think that'd be tough to pass up. But I think there's a lot more to it than that in some aspects. I don't want to say too much, because I guess, what me and my family talk about, they kind of want it to be just with me and my family. So that's all I can say about that.